Hello, Christopher Bergeron here. If you're watching this video, then chances are you're interested in teaching online. For myself, I've just registered for my last doctoral class, which means in just one more term at the end of the summer, I'm going to be all but dissertation, and this is the time I need to start getting serious about applying for teaching positions at different universities. Personally, I would prefer to teach online. I studied instructional technology and distance education, and I'm interested in starting to put that distance education piece to work. Also, we travel a bit between Maine and New Hampshire, and I would prefer to extend my traveling abilities. So teaching online is a great way to continue to have that freedom while providing a great value to your students. So where do you find a good quality list of schools that offer a distance education program? Well, only one place that I can think of. The National Center for Educational Statistics. So in a few minutes, we are going to run through how to use the National Center for Educational Statistics to generate a custom list of schools for your specialty. So here we go. The first thing we're going to want to do is to open up our web browser and jump to the URL. So we're going to want to go to the National Center for Educational Statistics Data Center website, which is at nces.ed.gov/ipeds/datacenter. And what we're going to do is we're going to download a custom data file. Here we go. Let's click here. And final release is fine. We're going to use final release data. Okay, first thing we need to do is generate our list of schools overall. So we're going to go and browse search variables. There's two variables we need. The first is our field of study. So since I am getting a doctorate in education, I'm going to choose education. You would, of course, choose whatever your specialty happened to be. Second thing we're going to do is make sure that at least one student is a distance education student. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our major. Now, since I majored in education and I'm getting a doctorate in education, I'm going to choose education. So we're going to first click on fall enrollment. We're going to go to major field of study. We're just going to click gender because it offers the easiest thing. So we're going to click fall 2000, or whatever the recent one is, major field of study, and here we have our list. So I'm just going to click education, and all students, save. And now let's just do grand total, because I'm most interested in restricting our list of schools to the major, not so much the gender, although if you're interested in that, you can. The second, also under fall enrollment, is distance education. So we're going to click fall 2000. And we're curious in students enrolled exclusively in distance education, students enrolled in some but not all distance education. And then, so we have our major and we have our distance education. So we're going to click continue. Please check fall enrollment beginning in 2012. Oops. Level of student. Guess that was silly. So we're just going to collect all students. Although if you had a preference, you could add that there. And now we're going to click continue. So we have education, all students totaled, and our distance education pieces here. So we're going to continue. And it's going to ask us to range these. So we're going to offer a range of one student to one. That should be 1 million. That should cover them all. Students enrolled, we'll give it a range of 1 student to 1 million students. Students enrolled in some but not all, we'll give it the same range of 1 student to 1 million. Save. Now here we have the piece that's going to restrict our actual institutions down. So this is going to restrict it to our major of choice, education, and adds the piece here. So we are going to submit. It should tell us how many institutions meet our criteria. Out of all the institutions in the United States, 1,094 offer an education major of some kind and offer a distance education program of some kind. So we're going to add the final variables on this screen for what we would like to download. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the frequently used variables, and under institution we're going to grab the state abbreviation to cover the duplicate names across states. Then we're going to go down and we're going to click on enrollments. I'm going to open that up, and then we're going to find distance education status. We're going to click on that. We have to select our variable, so level of student. I'll open another one of these windows. Alright, so I'm just going to grab all students total again. We're going to hit save. Now, under distance education, we're going to want all students enrolled exclusively in distance education, and students enrolled in some but not all. This will tell us how important distance education or how popular distance education is at each of our institutions. So once we have that, we're going to click continue. All right, so here we are at our output level. So we're going to end up with 2 different CSV files, and we're going to combine those. So the first CSV file is the state abbreviations. So let's open that one first because it's the least interesting in my opinion. So it's going to download. We're going to open this up. Okay, here's our thing. So we're just going to take this list and copy it, or cut it, as I happen to do. We're going to close this, and we don't need it anymore. Close those. Now we're going to open the enrollments in distance education CSV. So we're going to open this one. All right, so now that that's downloaded, we'll open our second one. And here we have our actual enrollment numbers. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and I'm going to paste in our states. And honestly, I don't think I want the unit ID. I can just, well, maybe I'll keep it. So let's move this here. I just think that's a good place. And let's stretch some of these out. Institution name is what's really important. So here's our institution names. And then we have, this is all students enrolled. Clean that up a little bit. Here we have exclusively in distance education, so exclusively. And this one we have some. We'll want to make our first row a header row. And we'll want to freeze the header rows. But now we can do some interesting things with this. Most importantly, we can sort by, how about exclusively in distance education, descending. University of Phoenix Online is number 1. That does not surprise me at all. But here we have our list. 1,000 schools that offer an education major that have at least some enrolled in distance education programs, which means they need teachers to teach online. So the question is, do I sort by state and go geographically where I want to go? Or do I sort by teaching online exclusively and go there? I'm not sure, but it's certainly worth thinking about. Well, thank you for joining me today on this quick little tutorial on how you can use the National Center for Educational Statistics to generate a custom list of schools that offer your specialty via distance, well, not necessarily via distance education, but offer your specialty and also have a distance education program. I hope it's been helpful, and if you have any questions, please let me know. You can find me on Twitter at eLearningChris. Talk to you soon.